Most of the wealthiest people worked hard to lay the groundwork, but once they crossed the $100,000 mark, everything changed, and money started growing faster than ever. Here are 7 reasons why reaching 100K is the tipping point where your net worth explodes, and things start moving crazy fast. Reason 1. Compounding growth speeds up. Before hitting $100,000, compounding growth can feel slow and almost insignificant. You might notice some growth, but it doesn't seem to make much of a difference at first. However, once you cross the 6-figure mark, the growth starts to snowball. Suddenly, your money begins working harder for you. For example, if you invest $100,000 with a 10% return, you would make $10,000 in a year without doing anything. The following year, that return isn't just based on the original $100,000. Instead, you're now earning returns on $110,000, and the cycle keeps going. As time passes, those gains keep stacking on top of each other. What was once a small amount now grows faster and faster. Before long, the money you earn from your investments outpaces the money you save from your paycheck. This is how wealth starts to build itself. It compounds over time, gradually turning what initially felt like a slow process into an unstoppable force that grows exponentially. Reason 2, larger investments become possible. Once you reach the $100,000 mark, a whole new world of investment opportunities opens up that weren't possible before. Real estate, for example, becomes a realistic option because you can now afford to make a down payment on a property. This is no longer just a dream or something you read about in the news. It's something you can actually pursue along with real estate, other opportunities like private equity and business investments, which were once reserved for people with serious wealth, are now within reach. These types of investments allow you to get involved in high-growth ventures that most smaller investors just can't access, even in traditional investing. Once you have $100,000, you can start taking advantage of higher yield opportunities that were previously unavailable to you. As your money grows, it becomes easier to make even more money with larger amounts of capital. The chances to increase your wealth grow significantly. The more money you have, the more opportunities there are to grow your wealth even faster. Reason 3, lower fees. When you have more money, investing becomes less expensive with larger amounts of capital. You unlock access to investment funds with lower fees, institutional shares, and superior financial services that smaller investors simply don't have access to. These lower fees may seem small at first, but over time, they can make a huge difference. For example, reducing an investment fee from 1% to just 0.5% might not sound like much, but this small change could save you thousands of dollars in the long run. Many investors don't realize how much fees eat into their returns, especially when the fees are hidden or buried in the fine print. Once you pass the $100,000 mark, you begin qualifying for financial products that charge lower fees, which means more of your money stays in your account, working for you. This enables you to keep a larger portion of your profits, which directly contributes to faster wealth growth. What seems like a minor advantage at first becomes a significant factor in increasing your net worth over time. Lower fees ultimately allow you to compound your money at a much higher rate, speeding up your path to financial success. Reason 4, ability to diversify. Before reaching $100,000, most people tend to focus on just 1 or 2 types of investments. But once you break the $100,000 threshold, true diversification becomes a realistic option. With this level of capital, you can start spreading your money across a wide range of asset classes, including stocks, real estate, businesses, and even alternative investments like private equity. Diversifying your investments is one of the most effective ways to reduce risk. If one investment takes a downturn, the others may still be performing well, helping to balance out any losses. This strategy leads to a more stable portfolio, making it easier to weather market fluctuations and avoid putting all your financial eggs in one basket. Over time, this type of diversification provides better opportunities for steady growth and long-term financial security. It's not just about protecting yourself from risk. It's about setting yourself up for continued wealth creation, where your money works for you in different ways, ultimately accelerating your financial journey. Reason 5, shift from saving to growing. When you have less than $100,000, your primary focus is often on saving money, trimming down expenses, and sticking to a tight budget. It's about building a safety net and ensuring you have enough to cover unexpected costs. At this stage, it's common to focus on finding ways to spend less and make sure your money lasts as long as possible. However, once you reach the $100,000 milestone, your mindset starts to shift in a big way. You stop worrying as much about every dollar spent and begin thinking about how you can make your money work for you. At this point, you no longer just focus on saving. You start looking for smarter ways to grow your wealth. This could involve seeking out investment opportunities, exploring passive income streams, or making calculated financial decisions that allow your money to multiply over time. The goal shifts from simply holding on to what you have to strategically growing your net worth. Rather than asking yourself, how can I save more? You start asking, how can I make my money work harder for me? The shift in perspective is crucial for taking your wealth building efforts to the next level, where the focus is on long-term growth, stability, and achieving lasting financial freedom. Reason 6, networking and opportunities. Once you hit $100,000, you begin gaining access to better financial opportunities that go beyond traditional investments. Networking, partnerships, and business ventures that were once out of reach suddenly become available. Wealthy individuals often surround themselves with others who are financially successful, and once you become part of that group, doors open in ways you hadn't imagined. You'll find yourself invited to exclusive deals, high-level mentorships, and collaborations that can significantly boost your wealth. These opportunities are about connecting with the right people who can help you grow your wealth even faster. As your network expands, you'll realize that who you know becomes just as important as what you know. Having a solid financial foundation enables you to enter these circles and access the opportunities that come with them. It's not just about having the money. It's about having the connections that can lead you to even more successful ventures and opportunities. Reason 7, mindset shift. Reaching the $100,000 mark represents a significant shift in mindset. When you see 6 figures in your account, you begin to realize that building wealth isn't something reserved only for the rich. It's something that's achievable for you as well. This newfound confidence changes the way you approach financial decisions. You no longer feel restricted by the fear of losing money. Instead, you start thinking more strategically. You become better at negotiating deals, taking calculated risks, and making choices that move you closer to your long-term goals. Rather than viewing money as something scarce and difficult to come by, you start to see it as a tool, an asset you can control and grow to work in your favor. Your belief in the possibility of continued wealth creation becomes just as important as the money itself. This shift allows you to take advantage of opportunities that you may have once hesitated to pursue, propelling you toward even greater financial success. These 7 reasons show that reaching $100,000 is more than just a number. It's a game changer that lays the groundwork for exponential growth, where your money begins to grow faster than you ever imagined. If you haven't reached this milestone yet, don't stress about the bigger goals. Instead, focus on smaller, realistic milestones that will ultimately lead you to that bigger goal over time. The smallest milestones often play the biggest role in wealth building. And if you watch the video that just appeared on your screen, you'll see how achieving the $10,000 savings milestone can completely change everything.